Hello and welcome to my verb lessons. I'm going to teach you how to make French verbs match the person that they are talking about. This is a little bit more mystified. It's a bit trickier for people to get their heads around in French, especially in different scenarios. It's easy when I show you and say, hey, let's look at this, do this activity, do this to this. But when you have to remember what to do in the first place, in conversations, when you're writing, then it becomes more confusing. Let me start with an introduction. Verbs. Verbs in French. Verbs are doing words. They mean actions. Actions such as, I'm going to pick some that are simple. Dancing, danser. In French it's with an S. Danser, to dance. To dance, danser. That's in its full form. I'm purposefully going faster through this part because I'm going to do other videos to show you the real structure in depth. So danser, that's our full verb. In French we have three different kinds of full verbs, also known as infinitives. Three types of infinitives. We have ER verbs, IR verbs, finir, finir, and RE verbs. Vendre. You can tell that they are verbs because you can tell there's an action going on and there's usually a person or an object in front of the action saying what's happening, saying who's doing it, then you've got your action. Our three types of verbs are ER, IR and RE. ER, IR, RE. The two letters that are on the end of those infinitives, the full parts of the verb. In this series of videos, we're going to look at each one individually, and we're going to work out lots of different examples and ways to learn them. Verbs that end in ER in their full form. I've already given you an example. Danser. Parler means to speak. Now, you shouldn't really put an accent on top of capital letters. I'm doing it here just because I want you to learn the sound and get it right when you spell it normally. But I put it into capitals just to use as an example. Danser, parler, écouter. Ready to now match this to the person. If you want to say I dance, you need to find the word for I. What's the word for I in French? I dance? Je. Je m'appelle, je suis, je. I. What you do is you take off the ending and what you're left with is, What you're left with is a stem. So imagine taking off the pretty petals at the end of the flower and you're left with the stem. Danse, parle, écoute. That is your stem. And you have to add on the endings that match the person. Well, we've just found our person. It's je who's doing the talking. I am doing the talking, je. I'm going to give you the endings separately. I'm going to put them over here so you can start to learn them. E, ES, E. ONS, EZ, ENT. You need to learn that as a rhyme first of all, as it will help you format the verb later on. Let's go. E, ES, E. ONS, EZ, ENT. Now that was slightly out of rhythm. I'm going to make it much better for you. E, ES, E. ONS, EZ, ENT. E, ES, E. ONS, EZ, ENT. E, ES, E. ONS, EZ, ENT. These endings belong to a person. There are 6 endings, there are 6 different people we refer to. Danser is our infinitive. We're going to take off the ER, that's the ending, and we're going to leave it as danse. Danse. Now you add endings on to match the people that are doing the action. So je has the E ending. Tu has ES. Now this is a table that you do need to write down. Je equals E. Tu, S. Il and elle have I, The nous has ONS. The vous has, what do you think? When you have actions, when you're saying something to vous, the ending on the end is EZ. Avez-vous, pouvez-vous, sound comes from EZ. And then the il, plural, more than one male, or a group of male and female. And the females, elle, E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ENT, E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ENT, E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ENT. Your turn. E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ENT. Over to you. E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ENT. You can learn this on its own. You don't need to know all these bits just yet. You can keep learning these as you practice, as you do more. These are the endings that go on the end of your stem. If you dance yourself, you say je danse with an E on the end. Je danse. If you're saying to you, my friend, or you, my child, are you dancing today? Tu danses. Let's fill these in. Il danse, elle danse. He dances, she dances. Nous dansons. Nous dansons. We need to write that better because it's a bit squished, but we'll roll with it now. Vous dansez. Il, elle danse. You don't really have a sound at the end. You just say danse. Il, elle danse. Let's practice them as a repetition when they're all fully formed. Just copy me after I say it. Je danse. Je danse. That means I dance. I dance. Tu danses. Tu danses. You dance. Il danse means he dances. You say it for me. Il danse. She dances is elle danse. So you say that for me. Elle danse. Wonderful. So we've talked about one person, one character. I, you, he, she, or it. One person. Now let's move on to the you. We've gone across horizontally, adding up one or more people each time. I becomes we. You becomes you guys. He becomes the he's, the boys. The she becomes the she's, the girls. That's bad grammar in English, but let's ignore that for now. So, nous dansons. Nous dansons. We dance. Say it again. Nous dansons. Super. Vous dansez. Vous dansez. The vous, remind me again what the vous means? Vous means you for more than one person, so a group of people or just two people. And also vous is also used when you're talking to somebody who you're being polite towards. Vous. Vous dansez? Are you dancing? Do you dance? Il danse. Il danse. They dance. ILS refers to either a group of males or a mixture of male and female. Even if there's one male and thousands of females in the group, they are still referred to as il. However, if it's just females, more than one female, it is elle. So the girls dance, they dance would be elle danse. Elle danse. Let's chant that more so it sticks. Je danse, tu danses, il danse. Repeat. I'll say it again. Je danse, tu danses, il danse. You'll note I don't say the L, but you don't really need to do the L because if you remember the il goes with L, you don't need to duplicate your words and add more to your story, to your rhyme. Je danse, tu danses, il danse. And then, nous dansons, vous dansez, il danse. I'll say that once more. Nous dansons, vous dansez, il danse. Nous dansons, vous dansez, il danse. Nous dansons, vous dansez, il danse. The best way for you to learn the verbs in their entirety, including the irregular, especially the irregular verbs, is to chant them like that. Or to chop off that bit and ignore it and then learn the endings. But we'll go for the whole one right now. So you'll say to yourself, danser, to dance. Danser, to dance. Danser, to dance. Je danse, tu danses, il danse. Nous dansons, vous dansez, il danse. And that will really clear up in your mind as you repeat it more and more. You'll get to learn it. It's how children learn the times table. It's how we learn lots and lots of things. So take a step back, go back to our school years, and repetition, repetition, repetition can actually make it stick. I'm going to leave you there with that one. Au revoir.